All right, great Friday morning. I hope you're doing well. Seth Masporo Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, and with our 15 minutes to mastery that we do each and every day to get your day started off foot on the right foot with some information, inspiration, and motivation so that you can go and attack today. And it's Friday. We're only a couple of weeks away from the Christmas holiday, and we want to make sure that you are set up and ready to go in 2025. And so we're finishing up our series this week on change for 2025, and how you can be the change that's needed in order to grow not just your business, but now helping your team as well. And I'm speaking to everybody right now. This isn't just for leadership, this is for everyone in the industry. All right. We're talking about being the change agent in 2025 for your location. We're talking about being that leader, that person that adapts to the changes, that person that inspires innovation, that thrives on moving forward and adapting to things as they come along. And so today's quote comes from, well, yours truly. Be a leader, not a follower. That's what I tell my boys every morning when they're headed off to school. Be a leader, not a follower, because that is what is needed. That is what the world needs. The world needs people that will lead the way, not just fall in place. We get surrounded, we just get inundated with mediocrity. We get inundated with average. We get inundated with just sticking to the status quo, because unfortunately the truth of the matter is people are trying to keep you down. It's just the way society works, unfortunately. And until all of us work together to change that, it's going to continue to get progressively worse. So imagine this, okay? Imagine you've got two teams. You got two sales teams. You got one that they're adapting to changes. They're bringing in new technology. They're trying to figure out ways to make things run more effectively, more efficiently. They're developing this or building this culture where they're inspiring everyone to just grow, learn, and be better. And then you've got this other team that wants to do things the way they've always done it for the last 5, 10, 20, 30 years, however long they've been in business. And you know that they're out there. I've run across them. I've spoken to several leaders, owners, retailers, general managers that all think the same way. And they don't want to, they're not open to change. Which one do you think is going to do better? Man, times have changed. It's about to be 2025, and there is so much out there that can be improved. There's so much out there that can be done so that you and your teams can operate at a whole new level. So you, no matter what rank you have, PHC, community manager, does not matter. I'm speaking to all of you. We want to talk about that this morning and really dive into how it is that you can be a part of leading the way. Right. And first and foremost, it starts by leading by example. It's plain and simple, leading by example, because it shows the rest of the team that change is an opportunity, that you view change as an opportunity. Okay, when somebody like myself comes into a location, like here in Tyler, Texas, at Mobile Home Masters, we started this a year ago. When I come in here and I start talking about, hey, we need to do this way, we need to do this way, we need to change this, and this is how it can be overwhelming. A lot of people will doubt. Some people were doubting. They just, because change is uncomfortable. And so, do you view change as an opportunity, or are you viewing change as a threat? If you're viewing change as a threat, that means there's some work that you need to do internally. But because when you embrace new ways of doing things, new technologies, new systems, others will do the same. You've got to jump on board. You got to be 100%. You got to go all in, right? It's like I tell everybody, hey, we may not have it all figured out, but we're going to figure it out as we go. We're building the planes we're flying, and that's what you got to look at change as being. So, I'll give you an example. What if your company switched CRM systems, or maybe you don't have a CRM and they implemented a CRM? Are you resistant to it? Are you complaining, behind closed doors or to amongst the team? Or are you diving in? Are you going in and learning as much about it as you can, implementing it? And you may not know all about it. You may make mistakes on it. You may mess some things up on it, but you're going in and you're jumping all over it and you're embracing it. Because when you do that, when you have that type of personality, when you operate in that manner, you have an influence over the rest of your team to do the same. And it's contagious, and everyone keeps continuing to grow. And so when you're doing that and you're embracing the innovation, you're helping your team move forward. You're not staying behind, because a team that resists innovation in today's day and age is one that is going to be outpaced by the market. You're already getting outpaced. You may not even be noticing it. I've been mentioning a bit about builder developers coming into the market and them taking that cross mod product, building subdivisions, putting in 200, 300. There's some projects that are 600 units. And so if you stay where you're at, you are going to be outpaced by the market. So encouraging your team to try new strategies, it keeps your team, it keeps your organization, keeps your location competitive, right? So how can you do this? Make sure that you're giving your team members the opportunity to share ideas. If let's say you're a PAC, you're a community manager, well, how can I give them the opportunity? I'm not even their boss. I'm not a lead. Well, you can ask for their opinions. You can go to the other people on your team and find out, hey, what do you think we can do better here? And then that's a conversation that's brought up to your management. And we've been talking as a team, and we think, John over here thinks that maybe we can do this to improve X, right? Mary over here brought up an idea that we have where we can do this. But be that agent of change. Be that person that takes the lead amongst your team to inspire others and to give them the permission to think for themselves, to bring ideas to the table. You hear so much about how we have to make sure that what we're doing is being able to inspire others to achieve greatness, right? And not keep other people down. So don't be intimidated by it. It's sometimes we say it's a huge responsibility. And I think that maybe puts a lot of pressure on it. But really what it is, it's more of an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to prove to yourself what exactly you can get done. So I highly encourage you to be that type of person amongst your team. Be that leader that helps your team become thinkers, to think outside the box, to start engaging in conversations that will move your location forward. And you do that by building a culture of adaptability, of growth, a culture that doesn't sit back and just look at, well, we've been averaging 5 homes, 6 homes a month. And as long as we stay there, we're good. Everybody's making good money. There's so much opportunity for you to help so many more families. It's not even about the money at this point, although you'll make a whole lot more money, right? Financially, you'll be rewarded. But the responsibility, there's that word, responsibility that we have to the public at large, the people that can no longer afford to buy a home. You have the responsibility to help as many families as you can, not just the ones that are coming in, but growing and getting better and adapting so that you can start to reach out to the site-built customer that can no longer afford a site-built home and get them in to see you so that you can be that person that helps them understand why purchasing a home from you, why purchasing one of the quality manufactured homes that you have is their best and only option. But you've got to be that person that will adapt to the changes that come, the need for growth. You continue to stimulate your mind. You continue to learn new things. This morning I was on the way driving in and we were listening to a podcast on the mind of Da Vinci. People, I could even think, say, well, it has nothing to do with sales. But it's not about it having to do anything with sales. What it does is it gets your mind working. It gets your mind thinking. And the more that you get your mind in action, the better off that you are, the more productive you are, the more confident you are, and the better leader you can be with or without the title. So make sure that you're breeding that culture of growth, breeding that culture of adaptability. Because up until now, we stopped to think about it. Especially manufactured home sales. Being a leader was all about sales. It was all about who's top seller? Who's the top dog? Who's the top? And I get it. I completely get it. Right? That's what we're here to do. It's a business of sales. But that culture, what it does at the same time is this. It keeps everyone, it keeps a lot of people from being able to achieve their greatness. That person's level of greatness may not be the same as this person's level of greatness, but that person's greatness can contribute to your organization. When you build a culture of growth, when you build a culture of leadership, when you build that culture of moving forward, you may take that person that maybe does 1 or 2 a month or every other month and take them to be a 3 to 4 home month person, simply by building that type of culture. And up until now, especially on the retail side, the majority across the board, it's all about just that smash type of mentality, which, like I said, I'm all for. I'm a huge competitor, and I love operating that way. However, we have to understand how people think, how people operate. So if we can challenge the status quo and we can build a culture within the organizations of growth, of adaptability, of inspiring others to be leaders in different ranks, that organization will be that much more strong. That organization will be that much stronger and that much more effective. And that will increase your volume. You can go from having one top dog to having a team of highly effective individuals. And that will raise your volume. That'll raise your profits. That'll raise your revenue. And that also leads to you being part of what society needs in being a better individual, a better leader. So what are the ways that we can do this? How can we embrace this growth? Well, first and foremost, you have to embrace continuous learning. You have to. It has to be part of your daily routine. Even if it's 15, 20 minutes, you've got to do it, because it's not about what you're learning. It's about what it's doing in here. It's opening up your mind and it's opening up your vision. The more you learn, the hungrier you get. So you have to embrace continuous learning. You have to communicate a clear vision. You have to be able to be that person that can tell your team, this is what we're after, this is what we're doing, so that they see what it is that's trying to get accomplished and they work towards that. You have to have a clear vision that is being communicated. And when you do that, also create that open environment, that environment where people can bring their ideas to the table, where people can feel good about coming and bringing ideas that may, and some may not work. And that's okay. That is okay as well, because you test and you prove, and it didn't work. Go, great. We go in a different direction. We don't go that way anymore. Maybe in the future we try it again. We're not at that point right now. But you've got to, because the more you do that, the more leaders you're developing. A leader, I sent this quote that I found early this morning to some of the leadership people. A leader that delegates tasks, hey, get this done, get that done, is one who develops followers, because these people are just waiting. They're just waiting for, okay, what's the next thing I got to do? What's the next thing I got to do? But a leader who delegates authority, you're in charge of this now. You're in charge of that now. That person develops leaders. And that's what we all should be striving to do. So create that open environment where people can feel that they can come to the table with ideas, and you're helping them develop into leaders. You have to reward adaptability and change. Even you PhDs, man, if you notice that somebody on your team did something well, they brought in something that they brought to the table, reward them. There's nothing that says that even just a cup of coffee, a breakfast, something. Hey, man, I appreciate what you did with this. Here you go. You don't have to be the management. You don't have to be a sales manager, general manager to do that. Imagine if you had a team that operated in that manner, that would do just that. That would be something that would be really, really amazing for the whole organization. And lastly, be the example of resilience and positivity. Not everything works out just perfect. There will be times where things do not turn out the way that you want it to. There will be problems. There will be deals that fall apart. There will be months where the pipeline falls apart. There will be so many things, but you have to be resilient, and you have to create and foster that positivity within your team. If you can do those things, you're going to you'll be that agent of change in 2025 that will lead your team, your organization. Whether you're in management or not, everyone is a leader. Go out and execute on this, and let's make 2025 your best year yet. You guys have a great Friday. Make sure you're getting after it. Set yourself up for a fantastic selling Saturday tomorrow, man. Get those appointments lined up. Get them lined up. There's plenty of people out there wanting to buy a home right now, today. So you guys have a great Friday. We'll be talking soon. Until next time, folks, as always, I can't wait to meet you.